Good afternoon, saxophones. Welcome back. We're going to look at our warm-up first. That's the odd numbers from 1 through 9. We're going to do it as written, and then we're going to do what we did yesterday and work on articulations, where we play the quarter notes, 4 quarter notes, instead of the whole notes that are in the odd numbers 1 through 9 on your pages 4 and 5. Go ahead and pause the video and press play when you're ready. Okay, looks like you're ready. We're going to do the whole notes first, 1 through 9, and then we're going to do it again with the quarter notes, 1 through 9. No stopping. So it's going to be a lot of playing. Ready? Here we go. Number 1, starting on D. 1, 2, 3. Number 3. Number 5. Number 7. Number 9. Batch number 1, quarter notes, D. Number 3, quarter notes, C. Number 5, B, quarter notes. Number 7, A, quarter notes. Number 9, quarter notes, G. They'll squeak. Okay, go ahead and relax. Up next, we're going to look on page 6. And when you go to page 6, we're going to look down at number 17, hot cross buns. Now, yesterday we talked about half notes and how they're counted and what kind of rhythm that we have when we have half notes, quarter notes, and half rests. Look at number 17. I want you just to pause the video briefly and study the pitches and the rhythms. And in a moment, we're going to count and clap the rhythm and go over the pitches together. All right, so let's go ahead and try counting and clapping the rhythm for number 17, hot cross buns. As you can tell, we have 3 half notes at the very beginning. Then we have a half rest. It looks like a little box sitting on top of the 3rd line. Remember that always. Let's get started. Is there a repeat sign? What is a time signature? All right, if you figure that out, if you know what you're doing, let's try it. Get set. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 1. All right, let's try that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 1. 1, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 1. Okay, so now let's try singing. We're going to sing the note name, and then we're going to finger along with our instrument, but we're not going to play. Let's get our first pitch and see what it's supposed to sound like. B is our first pitch. So now let's singer, get your hands on the instrument in playing position but not in your mouth, and sing the note name with me while we finger along. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. B, A, G. B, A, G. G, 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 A, 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 B, A, G. All right. What you may have noticed is that even I was running out of breath. And so we got to make sure that we take in enough air before we start singing or we start playing in this next part. Because if we can't take enough air, we won't be able to not huff and puff. You want to be able to play one long stream of air for as many pitches as you have until there's a rest. That's our goal for this exercise. And we'll go over number 18 in just a second on how we can find out phrasing and breath marks. Okay? So now let's try playing together number 17. All right, let's get set. Make sure we're sitting up tall in our chair, feet flat on the floor, back off the chair, elbows to your sides, shoulders down and relaxed, and adjust your neck strap so that way you're not reaching for the saxophone. The saxophone's coming to you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, if you did good, awesome. Regardless, let's try it one more time together so that way everybody gets a chance to make it right. And if you have to, keep rewinding back to this spot so you can keep playing it together and make sure that you get it right. Another thing to do before we go back is make sure that you guys are looking at each little measure, knowing what to do between the pitches, moving your fingers. So please review that by yourselves. Otherwise, go ahead and try this one more time, and then we're going to move on to number 18. One, 2, 3. Okay, so up next we have number 18, Go Tell Aunt Rhody. Now on Go Tell Aunt Rhody, we're introducing the breath mark. A breath mark is another little symbol that's added to our music. It looks like an apostrophe. And that apostrophe tells us when to take a breath. All right. Now, it can't be a long breath. The music doesn't stop. The music keeps going, or the beat keeps going. It's just that moment there for a brief moment, you're going to take as much air in as you can within that time to continue playing. Now, in this case, you have it right between the bar lines at the end of the sound of beat 4. Okay, so if you look at the very first two measures, you notice that there's no breath mark until the very end of the second measure. That means that the composer wants you to be able to play that phrase or that little section there for the entire 8 beats. Then at the very end of the 8th beat, on the and or another part, you're going to take a really quick breath and then continue on. You'll also notice there are no rests into this piece until the very end where you have the repeat sign. And of course, then you can take another breath when you start back over onto measure 1. So go ahead and take a moment to just review the pitches and when you take a breath, and then we're going to go over the little exercises of what leads up into actually playing number 18, Go Tell Aunt Rhody. Okay, so what we're going to do first is check if we can even play for 8 beats. Why do I say 8 beats? It's because we're in 4/4 time for Go Tell Aunt Rhody. Each measure gets 4 beats, and we have to be able to play 2 measures worth of sound in one breath, even with tongue in there as well. So that's a total of 8 beats. Let's try first and see if we can play just that B, the very first note, for 8 beats. Ready? Get your instrument in playing position. I'll give you 1, 2, 3. And then on the beat 4, you can take a breath as much as you can, and then sustain that B as for at least 8 beats long. I'll do this motion here to tell you when to stop. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now, I notice I didn't stop you right on beat 8. I stopped you at the end of beat 8 because you want to play through all 8 beats. Let's try that again. We're playing B for 8 beats. Get set. 1, 2, 3. All right. Just for the heck of it, we're going to try that again, but this time on A. So A for 8 beats. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. Let's try it again. A for 8 beats. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's try G for 8 beats. G. 1, 2, 3. Good, let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. All right, if you can sustain one long note for 8 beats, then you can do 8 quarter notes in one breath. Let's go back to playing just B only, and we're going to play 8 quarter notes of B, making sure that the quarter notes get their full value and we're not huffing and puffing. Remember, we try to avoid that at all times because huffing and puffing makes the notes too abrupt and doesn't give us a clear start on when that pitch is being made. It's too honky. You want to avoid honkiness. All right, so playing B, we're playing 8 quarter notes. Here we go. All in one breath. 1, 2, 3. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's try that with A. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you take in enough air. Let's try it with G now. 1, 2, 3. All right, so up next, we're going to try just taking a break for our body because not all of us are used to playing this much and this long. We're now going to go over just counting and clapping the rhythm for Go Tell Aunt Rhody. So at least we know the rhythm that this melody is supposed to be in. So I'm going to get my metronome started, and then we're going to start together counting and clapping. Okay, get your hands ready. We're going to count and clap Go Tell Aunt Rhody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Repeat. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay. So what you may have noticed is that when we were counting and clapping together, I was taking a breath at a weird spot. That was the spot where the breath mark was at. That means at the end of beat 4 of the second measure in that set of 2 measures, I was taking a breath that point. So when I counted measure 1 to measure 4, after the second half note there, as soon as I got to the end of beat 4, I took a breath and continued on counting and clapping. Let's try that together. We're just going to do the first time through, no repeat, and make sure that you breathe at the end of measure 2, of measure 4, and measure 6. That way we're breathing on the breath mark at the end of beat 4. Let's try it together. Counting and clapping, making sure we take a breath on the breath marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Again, make sure that you're only breathing at the end of beat 4 and making sure that you breathe through the mouth. Not practicing breathing through the nose because we breathe through the sides of our mouth on our instrument when we take a breath. We don't breathe in from the nostrils. We get better air coming in through here and more of it faster than we do through the nostrils. Again, through the mouth. Let's try one more time together. Just one time through, no repeat. Counting and clapping. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. All right, very good. Let's try now singering. Singering again is when we sing the pitches but don't play and we finger along. So let's start with our first pitch, which is B. All right, here's my B. B. All right, so we have to sing it and finger along. So we got to make sure that when we're singing, we're still breathing enough air so we can pretend as if we're playing. So here's B again. B. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. B, B, A, G, G, A, C, B, A, G, D, D, C, B, B, A, C, B, A, G. Repeat. B, B, A, G, G, A, C, B, A, G, D, D, C, B, B, A, C, B, A, G. All right, so after you've done that a couple of times by yourselves maybe, let's go ahead and try playing it. Get to playing positions, and let's try going through number 18 together. Here we go. Sit up tall, feet flat on the floor, back off the chair. Make sure your neck strap's adjusted again properly. Twist your mouthpiece because I don't want to see any heads tilted left or right. Here we go, ready? And 1, 2, 3. Okay, so take a moment to pause the video, review all the mistakes you may have made, go one measure at a time by yourselves, and then go back and play with me one more time. And 1, 2, 3. All right, so I hope you guys did all right with number 18, Go Tell Aunt Rhody. I want you to take your pencil and I want you to circle number 18, Go Tell Aunt Rhody, as that'll be another one of your playing tests, which we'll be doing hopefully next week when I come back, as well as number 14, Rolling Along. So number 14, Rolling Along, and number 18 will be your next playing tests here in class. Otherwise, you can go ahead and do them on Flipgrid, which number 14 has already been posted, especially for those that have been remote. So we're going to look at number 19. Now, 19, yeah, it's an essential elements quiz. It's not necessarily a plain test, but it is a quiz. I want you to take a pencil right now, and I want you to draw in the pitches. At the bottom of number 19, the essential elements quiz, you'll see some quarter notes, some half notes, half rests, and you'll see that there's a repeat sign already put in there. We're going to try to play this piece, but first I want you to draw in the notes where they're supposed to be for your instrument. When you're ready, go ahead and resume the video. Otherwise, pause now and complete the assignment. All right, so you've had some time to work on the assignment. Here is the answer. This is what your music should look like. Remember that the stems go up on the right side of the note head if they're below the third line, the note head that is. And if the note is above or on the third line, then the note stem goes down on the left side. So go ahead and make your adjustments. While you do that, pause the video and then resume when you're ready. All right, so you may have noticed when you were drawing this that there aren't any rests at all on this. And so we have to make sure that we can have a breath mark somewhere in there. As you look at this piece, you'll notice that there's a breath mark already written in after the fourth beat of the second measure. So in the middle of the whole exercise. But there's a repeat sign and there's no breath mark at the very end. Well, that's kind of a given for you. If you need to repeat something at the repeat sign, even though there's not a rest or a breath mark, do yourself a favor and take a short breath before you repeat the exercise again over the repeat sign. So real quick, we're going to go over just counting and clapping the rhythm together. Then we're going to sing her through it. And then we're going to play it together. So first, let's count and clap. Okay, here we go. Counting and clapping number 19. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, now let's go ahead and sing her through this. Make sure that, of course, that we're always trying to practice when we're doing the breath marks. Okay, our first pitch is supposed to be C. C. Here we go. We're going to sing her together. 1, 2, 3. C, D, C, B, C, B, A, G, A, B, C, B, C, C, D, C, B, C, B, A, G, A, B, C, B, C. All right. If you need to try these one more time, always remember you can pause and go back. Otherwise, let's go on to actually playing it. Let's get our best playing posture and let's sit up on our chair, feet flat on the floor, all that good stuff. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Very good. If you didn't do so hot, let's try it again. And this time when we try it again, I want to make sure that you guys know that when you take a breath, you're not doing this scooping stuff or lifting your saxophone up like I am. That's just helping me give you a cue of when the breath mark's supposed to happen or when the breath is supposed to be taken. This time I'm going to try it again and not move at all. I'm just going to play the piece like it's supposed to as a beginner and how you should be sitting and playing this exercise. Let's get set up again and let's try again together. 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right. So let's try this one more time together if you can. Otherwise, if we're out of time, I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully actually in person. So, bye.